Yeah, I think we should be good to go.
All right, cool, perfect. Me and I think we're probably gonna go to Narbar after this, right, babe? Unless you want to go home.
No, we can go wherever I'm trying to these up.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah, Narbar. Oh,
yeah, it's the worst.
yeah, it's the best worst.
Right, yeah,
I love Narbar, man.
yeah. I like seeing all the people.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like seeing all the. I just like going out and doing comedy sometimes.
yeah. Where have you been doing comedy lately?
At our mic mostly, and Shakespeare's,
Oh yeah,
and but I've always been working, so it's been impossible to go out. So
yeah,
but
yeah.
but yeah, it's that mainly just Shakespeare's, Narbar, all the places on 6th Street. I haven't gone to Lucky Duck yet, but
Oh yeah,
yeah, that'd be good to go there.
I love the Lucky Duck mic.
Yeah,
I don't do it as much as I want though.
yeah. It's there's always at least one or two people there, so
Yeah,
you're always gonna get at least a little bit of a crowd.
yeah. Do you have a favorite mic in Austin?
Yeah, I do. Our Major Sanctum mic is my favorite, because we're building it. That one's my favorite. But if like other than my own or our own mic, me and Lindsay's, I really like going to Shakespeare's on Tuesday. That's pretty fun.
Oh yeah, I love Shakespeare's, man.
Yeah, and Creek of the Cave is a great hangout spot, but sometimes there's not really. It's mainly comics, so.
Yeah,
But I still like going to there. But I just like going to any place that'll let me do comedy.
yeah, absolutely.
I also really like Ty Nguyen's mic. Sorry, that was my phone.
Oh no, you're good. I'm just gonna be checking this stuff like a bunch because I've had some mistakes in the past. So
Yeah,
so
no
you'll see me
problem.
lean over and check and everything. But
Right.
yeah. So where's Ty's mic at?
It's out in Pflugerville.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a drive, but it's fun because it's at his house. So you just kind of go to his house.
Yeah.
And he live streams it on YouTube, and people make fun of you. Like he has like 15 to 20 people watching on YouTube, and they all kind of just make fun of you. It's fun. It's
That
a good
brutal
time.
YouTube mic.
Yeah, it's a good time though. I like Ty, and he's a real Austin local, and he's really funny. He's one of my favorites. But,
I remember that one being like advertised on Instagram.
yeah, it's still usually up there. It's just so far. It's all the way in Pflugerville.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't want to drive all the way up there.
Right.
But it's really fun. I have a good time every time I go.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, it's really fun.
I've never been out there, but I've seen it like just advertised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of the Austin, like the original Austin comics that have been here forever,
Mhm.
are usually there. So
Really?
it's pretty fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a fun time.
Yeah, man. So I met you in Houston at
Yeah.
Bad Astronaut, right?
Yeah,
And I was at
yeah.
the writers kind of round table.
Yeah.
That was there and everything. So, but it was really kind of interesting because I saw you just randomly just outside of the mothership one day. And I was like, oh my gosh, like Trey's out here now too and everything. So I guess my question is like, did you start comedy in Houston or?
It's sort of weird because I started comedy here, sort of,
Mhm.
because the first time I ever did comedy was back in like January of 2022,
Mhm.
and I was on stage with William at the Vulcan.
Oh,
That
really?
was the first time I'd ever been on stage, but like when I started writing material, I was at the secret group in Houston.
Right.
Like the first time I ever did like 5 minutes was at the secret group back in August of 2022. So it's really I'd say I started here like because this is where I became interested.
Yeah.
But really my first, I guess, times where I did like 5 to 10 minutes were at Houston.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, at Vulcan. That's where I'd say I'd started.
What was that like, getting up on Vulcan stage and doing 5 minutes like that?
Well, it was really scary because that the story was before when Skankfest came to Houston back in 2021. I saw Tony, and he said that he wanted to put me on with William and do like a dueling Williams thing.
Oh, okay.
And like I'd seen him a couple of times performing right after he got canceled the first time, or canceled. I say quotations when I say that.
Yeah.
Right after he got in trouble the first time, I saw him performing at Vulcan, and I had to go to the bathroom. So I was walking to the bathroom, and he saw me, and he was all like, come back Monday. I'll put you on Monday.
That's a good impression.
Yeah, and I couldn't come back Monday because I had to work. So a couple weeks later, I just get this random message on Twitter, and it's from Tony. He's like, "Hey, are you in town?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm not in town. I'm at work." And I was like trying to get a hold of him, and then I came back. I was like, today's the day I'm gonna go. I'm gonna make it happen today. I'm gonna drive up there, and I'm gonna make it happen. And I did, and I drove up there, and I didn't think I was gonna get on because I thought he'd forgot. But at the end, he called me up, and I got to go up there. And I didn't do so great, but I did good enough to because I wasn't really doing any material. I was just kind of spitballing. But it went pretty good. I hung out with those guys after the show, and yeah, it was fun. I was having a good time at the Vulcan, and that was kind of where I began. And I knew that like I couldn't just move here immediately, because I needed to get good. So I took like about a year or two of just going to the secret group and Bad Astronaut and Natsuo. That was the worst mic in Houston, by the way. Natsuo.
I don't think I've ever done that one.
Good. Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah, I did Axelrad a few times.
Yeah, that one's good.
Yeah, that
Jeff
one's good.
Joe is a good host. I don't know if he still does it. He probably does, but I did all those mics and just kind of like took a year to like keep getting better. And then I went back and I got on one night. I got on the second time, and I was so excited, but I knew that like I had no prospects of coming here, and I still needed more time. And then the second time I got on, I met Lindsay in line, and
Say hi, Lindsay.
Hey, everyone.
Hell yeah.
and once me and Lindsay started dating, I swear I knew I needed to come. I came here because I loved her, and
Awesome.
and
Beautiful.
comedy's kind of been a bonus, but she was the reason I came here. But I always wanted to come here because it was always much more there's so many people here that there isn't like one, like there isn't like a group of really old people or people who have been there for a really long time that'll like try and boss you around.
Yeah.
So that's what I really liked about it here, and I wanted to come here because like I didn't have to deal with like all these comics that have been in the same place for like 10 years trying to like tell you what to do.
Yeah.
And stuff.
That's an interesting perspective. So it feels like you kind of like, did you almost get fast tracked into comedy, you think?
Sorta, yeah, one would say that. Of course, like I had been doing like bits and stuff like I worked for a radio station in Houston called 97.5. It was the ESPN station, and I was doing a lot of bits over there, and they had me like singing songs and stuff.
Oh, yeah?
So I guess if you want to count that as like experience, but I don't really know if it's not the same, but I guess that was kind of like the beginning. I'd met a lot of comedians from there, but yeah, I kind of was fast tracked into going on stage, but I don't know. It took me like a year to really understand what to do, and there were so many like unwritten rules in Houston of people who were like telling you how to do things, and I kind of didn't want to be around that anymore. And
Sure. So that's what I was going to ask you too. Is like, what do you think the difference was between coming from Houston to here in the comedy scene?
Houston has a lot of funny people like Trey Tutson and
Another Trey.
yeah, he's really funny. Like Houston has a lot of funny people, but a lot of people there stay really stagnant, and they like really hype themselves up because like they get on a lot of the shows around there and they'll open for people, but they get really annoying about it and they try and like tell you what to do, and I really didn't like it. And here everybody is like still kind of new or trying to run away from their hometown and kind of their comedy scene. So I feel like here less people are going to try and like tell you what to do and like try and make you feel bad, and there's like less politics. Cuz at Houston there's like a bunch of politics, and there's politics here for sure, like there is everywhere, but like there it's like really frustrating cuz you like have to listen to people who like don't really do much, and it kind of frustrates me. So that's why I moved here.
What's the most frustrating thing you think about Austin as far as that kind of politics?
The most frustrating thing about Austin, I think, is just the amount of people that move here and say, okay, I've never done it, but I'm gonna come here and just get on Killtony and it's gonna change.
Oh, yeah.
Which is funny to watch. It doesn't bother me as much as the other stuff in Houston, but it's pretty funny that a lot of people come here with like, you know, this idea that they're going to come here and immediately be at the mothership all the time, and then they get here and they crash and burn. I guess that's pretty frustrating. The city itself also has some things I find frustrating about it. Like, it's really hard to maneuver around the downtown area.
Sure, yeah.
That's pretty, but it's still a lot better because I've never had my window broken here like I have at Houston.
Yeah.
But the politics here are a lot. There's so many people that it's hard to really figure out.
Sure.
You know, it's hard to nail it down. Whereas at Houston, it's a much smaller group. And most of the comics at Houston are really funny. Like, I'd say like 99%, but there's always like one group of like older comics that are always trying to keep their thumb on you and tell you what you should and shouldn't do.
Right, those crusty old bastards who just think they know it all, you know, but the scene has changed.
Yeah, and there's people like that everywhere.
Sure, yeah.
But it is still frustrating. And I don't know. I'd like to think that the politics here are not as bad, but I'm sure if I kept going and got into like bigger circles, I would get pretty annoyed with it too.
Yeah.
So
sure.
I don't know. It's really just a people business, and that's what I think is the most annoying about comedy in general. Is there's so many people that like one thing and will like kind of. It's just it's like when you go and you're like trying to like talk to a lot of comics and like have like normal conversations, they'll always be all like, well, this is this and this. This person likes me. It's like, I don't want to hear about who likes who and all that stuff.
Sure.
And it's kind of frustrating. That's the one thing about Austin is a lot of people talk about the famous people who like them, and I think that's kind of annoying.
Yeah, I can see how that's kind of annoying. What I'm interested in is like what mic do you really love doing like continuously within the Austin area? Like, do you like doing like the Creek or the best, or like do you have a place that you just really enjoy doing just because of the atmosphere?
Yeah, I'm always hanging out at Shakespeare's because a lot of like My friends are there, and a lot of people I really like are there. And I really like Narbar, but I think the best place to like go and be around like comedians is the Creek and the Cave.
Yeah.
Because there's always somebody there that's like really cool, and you never like I'm like there's always somebody that's cool, and you can see and like really gain a lot of knowledge from.
Yeah.
And I think that's the coolest thing about the Creek and the Cave.
Yeah, I've had some good conversations with a lot of good comedians out there.
Yeah, that's kind of like it's Creek and the Cave is similar to the Secret Group in a way that's where everybody is all the time. But I also really like Shakespeare's because, it could go really bad because there's like nobody there, but the people that are there are usually really drunk
Yeah.
and coming off 6th Street, and that's always fun. So I really like those interactions. But our mic, me and Lindsay's mic, is my favorite because it's new and it's we get time to really do what we want to do. But if I had to say other than our mic, I'd say probably the Creek and the Cave.
Yeah, and that's at Mage's Sanctum.
Yeah, Mage's Sanctum. She's the host sometimes, most of the time, and then I host sometimes, right, babe? Yeah.
Yeah, Mage's Sanctum was a good time for sure. I've actually spoken about it a couple times because I had like such a good time there. I went there.
That's good.
I went there thinking like I'm like, man, I'm like, okay, so I don't know about like nerd culture, right? And so I kind of said to myself, I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna make all these jokes about nerds, and then I go in there and I'm like, no, this fucking place is awesome.
Yeah.
I was like, this place is freaking cool.
Yeah,
the
the owner there is really nice. He's always been very accommodating. We're still trying to build up a crowd.
Yeah.
We had 3 people yesterday, or 5 people yesterday, so that's a start. But yeah, we're just trying to make sure we get it to where we could get people some time and people want to come. We already have sort of our regulars that come, like Blake Carlson, my friend Blake Carlson.
Yeah, when I was there, it was a nice little crowd. Michael Scott.
Yeah, he was there.
I met Julian, the I guess co-owner.
Yeah. Was it Julian or Javier?
Javier,
yeah.
Yeah, I have his card
here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Says, there is a Julian there.
Yeah.
Huh.
But it's funny, it says Julian Javier.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I didn't know that was his name.
So that's going to be Tuesdays, right?
Yeah.
At what time? 7:30?
At 7:30 is when we put the list out.
Cool. So it's Mage's Sanctum, Tuesdays, 7:30 is when you put the list out. 3924 Woodbury Drive in Austin. So if you're a comic, get out there. So.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And you get to roll the D&D dice. And if you land on 1 through 10, you do 4 minutes. But if you land on 11 through 20, you get 6 minutes. And if you don't want to roll, you get 5 minutes. So
that's not bad.
Yeah,
that's
the
great.
stakes are very medium. They're very medium stakes.
That's great. Yeah, I loved it out there. I've been meaning to go back. I'm just trying to do this.
Sometimes life gets busy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool. I really enjoy it. I really like going over there.
Yeah, man.
It's good. It makes sure I could get some. It makes sure that I can get some mic time and stuff. So that's good. But really, I just like hanging out with my wife.
Yeah, that's
at Mage's Sanctum.
That's beautiful. I love that. So for everybody listening, I don't have an extra mic. But Lindsay's going to be on, though. We're going to get Lindsay on too, so it's going to be fantastic. But yeah. So man, when you get up, you're solid.
Thank you.
Your jokes are very, very good. And I guess I was wondering, what made you get into comedy in the first place?
Well, I guess really and truly, the sentimental answer to that is, when you're up there and people are laughing at what you're saying, it's the coolest feeling. I mean, even when I'm not doing comedy, I still am trying to make everybody laugh at all times. It's kind of like I have quotas in my mind where I'm like, okay, I have to get at least 2 or 3 laughs today.
Yeah.
And if I don't, then I'm going to be real sad.
Yeah.
And I've always kind of wanted to do that, especially when I was on at work or on the radio. I always wanted to make people laugh, and I'd always wanted to do that since I was a kid. I once when I was in like community college, they were talking about the president, and they said, what do you think of when you think of Donald Trump? And I said small hands, and a bunch of people laughed, and I was like, I could do this for real?
Yeah.
Because we were like in an auditorium, and a bunch of people laughed, and I was like, man, I need to like try to do this again. But that was like back in 2016 when I was like 21. I always thought that I couldn't do it because it was so difficult. I had painted this stand-up comedy in my mind as something that was extremely difficult and something I could never do. But once like that happened, it gave me an idea that I was like, okay, maybe I can do this. And then like 5 years later, I did it for like the first time, and or no, yeah, 5 years later in 2022, I did it for the first time, and I was like, wow, because the first time I did 5 minutes at the secret group open mic on Sunday, I did I did it for like 4 people, but they were all so engaged and they were all so nice and complimentary. So I was like, okay, I need to keep doing this.
Yeah.
And I remember going home and just staying up and just coming up with ideas. And that was what really made me want to do it again. But everybody had always told me when I was a kid, they're like, you got to do comedy. And I never really listened. I was like, nah, I'm not going to do it. It's too hard. But once I started doing it, I was like, okay, it's still really hard, but it's not as hard as I thought.
Right.
So,
do you have a style that you would categorize yourself as?
yeah, I guess a lot of people would say that I'm kind of like a comics comic. I don't think I'm like really an alt comic. I mean, yeah, maybe I am, but I feel like a lot of my comedy is set up punch, and I try to do set up punch. A lot of people go into long like stories and stuff where they have punchlines along the way through each facet of their story or each part of their story, and that's what I want to learn to do.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, in the beginning, I kind of do a lot of stuff that's like set up punch type one-liner type stuff that has worked well. I try to mix in crowd work, but I don't do as much crowd work because I kind of do that when I'm like my mind's blanking.
Sure.
So when I'm like talking to the audience, it's to try and either find a way to segue into another joke I've written or just find another joke in that moment. I guess I want to be a conversationalist type comedian because I really like making people laugh in conversation. So if I could do that in real life and then translate it to when I'm up there, that would be my goal, is to be like a conversationalist type guy.
Yeah.
I really want to get better at making like stories and stuff and making stories funny. But for right now, like I said, it's kind of just one-liner type setup punch type stuff.
Yeah. So how has your comedy evolved over the years from where you first began till now?
It's all kind of it's evolved a little. I've been able to write like more type of jokes, but like I've kind of remained sort of true to what I've been doing since I started in 2022. Like I've always kind of remained true to this style, but I feel like I've evolved a little bit as to where I can like hear another comic, get information from the crowd, and then come up with stuff while I'm waiting to go up.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like I've evolved to where I can be up there longer than like 10 minutes. I could do like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I feel like that's been my biggest evolution, is when I was like starting, I could do 5 minutes and I could do like the same 5 minutes and really like go up there and have that nailed down. But now I feel like I can improvise a little bit better.
Yeah.
And not have to just go straight 5 minutes of the same stuff I've been doing.
Do you prefer the longer mics over the kind of shorter ones, or do you like to unwrap things like that? Or
Yeah, it depends. I've done like a few. I've done 20 plus minutes on stage like 3 or 4 times. I feel like I could make it happen, but when the stakes are really high and I'm in a place where there's a lot of people, I feel like I get kind of nervous.
Mhm.
So I like doing like shorter time right now, because I'm still trying to figure out everything. But I feel like if I could get in a good groove and I can get in the right headspace, I could go up there for maybe 15 to 20 minutes. I've done 29 minutes and 53 seconds one time.
Oh
That
wow.
was when we were in Vegas, but there was only there was it wasn't a lot of people, but they were all pretty attentive, and I liked that a lot. I could do so I could do like 25 minutes just to say I could do it, but I don't really know how good it would go. I think my biggest issue, now that I think about it, when it comes to comedy, is having the confidence to be up there longer than 5 to 10 minutes. But I do like going to open mics and seeing what I can get
Yeah.
out of it and just kind of seeing what the room will give me.
Sure.
So I like that. I just like the whole, like, I don't ever really know. I know the jokes that I want to do, but when I go up there, I always like to like treat it like it's a completely different, I like to go up there and not know what I'm going to do until I go up there. A lot of comics like to go up there and know exactly what they're going to do and have their material. And I wish I could be that way, but I like the element of surprise. And it's gone really good sometimes, and it's gone really bad sometimes.
Yeah. What does a really bad look like?
One time when have you been to this show? It's like this mic. I don't know if it's a mic or if it's a show, but it was in Lake Jackson.
No.
Not either Lake Jackson or Lake, I can't remember which one. It's one of those lakes, but it's like over near Brazoria.
No, I don't think I've ever ventured out there.
Yeah, I went because I thought I was on the show, and then they told me to sign up for the mic, which I think was just a miscommunication. But I went up there and I was in a bad mood, and my friend lost his phone, and we were trying to find his phone. So I went up there and I was like, I'm just gonna go up there and ask everybody if they've seen my friend's phone. So I was just up there trying to find his phone for like the first 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then after that, I just made fun of this woman's forehead. I don't know if it was the first 4 or 5 minutes, but it was like the first minute. Just like, has anybody seen this phone? And we were like calling the phone. And then like I saw this woman and I was just like I was just being really mean. And I don't know why.
Yeah.
But I was just in a bad mood because my friend lost his phone and we were looking for his phone the whole time.
Yeah.
But that was when it went really bad. That was one of the worst sets I've ever done. That one was really bad. I've had some really bad sets at Natsuo. I would go up at Natsuo and think I could like shit talk some of these hecklers, but it wouldn't work out, and I would just be really sad, and I'd just be driving home all defeated.
Oh man, yeah, I know that feeling or whatever. How do you handle when people heckle you?
I've gotten really mad sometimes.
Sure.
But most of the time I just kind of laugh it off. But there was this one time at Shakespeare's, this lady was like, had a bunch of tattoos. She looked real stupid. And I just kind of I told her she looked like somebody graffitied all over a truck stop stall. And then I don't remember what else happened. But I also had some bad interactions. There were these British people that showed up at the secret group, and I just lashed out at them for whatever reason. I don't know why. For just being
British?
Yeah, I was like, why are you here? And she's like, oh, our friends invited us. And I was like, no, here in this country. And I was being really mean to him. Sometimes when I'm up there and I'm in a bad mood, I'm just really mean to like the crowd. Like, and then there was this one time this dude showed up in a Mariners jersey and they just beat the Astros. So I was just a dick to him the whole time because my favorite team had lost.
Just don't cross you on those days, you know?
Yeah. And like, I don't know. It all depends. I've been working through it, but this comedy will just kind of like beat you up sometimes. So that's why I always try to forget every time I go up. If it was good, I'm like, all right, that was good. Do more of that, but don't like celebrate it too much, because if you do, you're just gonna keep trying to replicate that.
Yeah.
And if you try to replicate that, then it's just going to be nonstop you trying to chase that, and it's not going to be very good. So I always try and come up and be completely different, and I always try to forget every set I've done. I'll remember it like in pieces, but I won't obsess over how bad I did.
Sure. Yeah.
Or how good I did, because if you do, it'll come back to bite you.
Yeah. So talking about like Killtony a little bit, how have you noticed things being different since your appearances on Killtony?
Well, the crazy thing was, the more you get on, the more people really kind of care. And like the first time I got on in 2022, the show wasn't that big yet.
Right.
So I had maybe like 2 or 3 people say, "Hey, I remember you." The second time I got on was like, that's when it started getting bigger. Like the second time I got on was pretty crazy, because like, that was a lot, and it's usually like in the first week. The third time when me and her got on, or the fourth time, that I think was really kind of what people accepted us into the whole thing, into that whole sphere or universe or whatever they call it.
Sure.
The third, like when me and Lindsay got on, that was the best one to me.
That was hilarious.
Because she got to get on, and
did y'all know that was going to happen?
No idea. When that night she got on the open mic, so I figured she'd get pulled. But then I got pulled, so I made it a point to talk about her as much as I could, because I knew they'd call her up.
So were you like, well, I wish I had a couple mics, because now I'm kind of curious. Like, was she standing outside there, or?
Yeah, she was outside, right? You were.
Yeah, I came to the entrance of the alley so I could be there when you got out.
So sorry.
Yeah. It'll pick it up on the thing.
Yeah, it'll pick it up on it. I'm gonna get another mic.
Yeah, we'll boost the gain. And post. We'll edit it and post.
Yeah.
But she was waiting outside, and then they went and got her from Poor Choices, and then she went up and did like had the best opener, I think, of anybody that I've ever met.
Oh yeah, that what was it, the fee fi fo fum joke? Oh
and
my god.
She said that because
that was great.
Yeah, somebody said that to her, I think on like Facebook, and I was like, you should open with that, because I think that would be such a killer way to open.
And I think the crowd like went crazy.
Yeah, she got like a full-on applause break.
Yeah, I was like, what an entrance that was.
I was so happy. Like, I was more happy that she was on than I was. And then when we got to go and hang out at Mitzi's and all that, that was really special to me.
Yeah, that must have been great getting your significant other on with you. I mean, that is so cool.
Because that's all I really wanted. Because I knew she got called on the open mic. I was like, I'll just let her get on would be cooler. Because if she gets on, then I'll probably get on, because that's usually how it works on that show. It's kind of formulaic in that way, if a significant other gets on. So I was like, just let her get on, and let her show everybody how funny she is. And it went so well, and I was so excited. Like, I was just so excited. And then I was but like after that, that's when people really started noticing us.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a lot better at keeping making content and stuff than I am. So she we get noticed because they love her, and she's
Oh man.
it's true.
Well, yeah. So when she gets on, yeah, well, I would love to like touch base on like all that stuff. Great, and I'll be sure to get another microphone for sure. Like, and I would love to get into that a little bit more from both of your perspectives, because I think that is so cool, especially as a couple. Like just that you guys are sharing this wonderful experience together.
Yeah,
and you're married. I'm like,
yeah,
come on.
I really couldn't have it any other way. I mean, it's the best. Like, I'm so glad I'm doing this with Lindsay and I'm not here by myself, because I'd imagine if you were here by yourself, like, it would just be nonstop.
Yeah.
It would just be too much. And I'm glad that I have someone here with me, because she, I don't know, it's so much nicer to share in all your successes. Or not all your successes, but just the little successes you have with somebody.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know, because you have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
But it's just so nice to like come home and to someone that loves you, especially when you go up and do really bad.
Yeah.
And they'll never think you do bad. So that really makes me feel better.
Oh yeah. When I first went on Killtony, I pretty much ran, because my girlfriend works at a bar near here, and I ran to that bar to be like, "You're not gonna believe what happened." But my story actually includes you, because I remember seeing you like when I was signing up for the first time, and you told me, you're like, "You're gonna get on, dude."
Yeah, I said that. That's funny, because like every time back then, people would come up to me, they'd like, I'd be like, "Hey, you're gonna get on," and I would say that to literally everyone.
Yeah.
And it happened. I was like, I told you it would happen.
I know, dude. Oh my gosh, I was pretty much going blind in poor choices. Like when they call my name, I was like, "Oh fuck!" Like I was thinking, I'm like, "Oh, now it's the real shit." And as I'm leaving, you're like, "I told you," and I'm sitting there trying to breathe.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's really a lot.
I'm like, "You did." It was very overwhelming.
Yeah, it's a lot. And when you go up there, it's like, it's so scary. Like, that's why I always say, anybody who notices me from that show and says, "I want to try it," I'm like, don't,
Sure.
because it's too much to process.
How do you think someone should prepare for Killtony?
They should go and have 5 to 10 minutes at least.
Yeah.
Because if you're going up there and you're like, "I'm just gonna riff, I'm gonna be funny," it's not gonna work. You're not gonna be funny.
Do you think people should prepare for the interview just as much for their minute?
They should prepare for the interview more, in my opinion. Because if you have a bad minute, or a minute that's not necessarily great, you can make up for it with the interview. As long as people could see you up there being likable, it doesn't matter. They won't even remember how the minute went.
Yeah.
So I say, if you're a comic, have a good enough minute, but go up there and just be as funny as you can in the interview. That's where, because the interview is going to be longer than you going up there and saying a minute's worth of jokes.
It's true.
So if you can be funny the whole time while you're being interviewed, then that's the best thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And another thing, that show, a lot of people watch that show. They don't. They watch it for like catchphrases and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They want to hear like somebody say a catchphrase. So
yeah.
If you can have a memorable quote when you're getting interviewed, people will really love that. I mean, they'll remember that more than the interview, or than the jokes. They'll remember you saying like, I don't know. They'll remember what you say in the interview more, because that's when you really figure out their personality.
Sure. Yeah. When I got up there, I thought it was pretty good, because at the end they gave me a guitar, and I don't know. Like I was telling Clemente, I was like, man, I really don't even remember how I ended up with the guitar. And then I started playing, and I was like, oh man, that was great. And that's like, I get off stage, and all of a sudden it's abruptly over.
Yeah.
You're just right outside that door.
Yeah.
And I remember just being like, what the hell just happened?
It goes quick.
It goes quick.
It is a big production.
Yeah.
Really, it's like you're on a TV show.
Mhm.
You're in and you're out. Even if you do good, you're still they still got to move on with the show.
Right.
Unless you're
Yeah.
like legendary, then they kind of like will keep you around to like talk to you for a second and get your information for like the secret show and stuff. But if you go up there and it's like you kind of do like a good time, you have a good set and interview, they still kind of say, all right, come back next week, try it again next week. And
yeah,
it's really insane how it starts in it. I don't even remember being up there that much because it's just such a massive. It's like you go into like I went into like a dream state. It felt like,
yeah,
because it's so scary.
yeah,
But that's kind of how I deal with stuff when moments are too overwhelming. I kind of go into like a dream state and just kind of try and navigate through that. But it's fun. It's a lot of fun. The show itself, it's the show. It has some things that I don't like sometimes,
Mhm.
but I like the whole event. It's like you're trying. It's like you're gonna see somebody's like you could possibly see somebody be, a huge name
yeah,
in a matter of like hours, and it's really cool to see that. And I like seeing all the people. I really like seeing the people that show up that have no chance of being good at comedy, and I'm like, okay, and then they get called, and I like seeing like it makes me feel a little bit better.
sure, yeah,
I have a lot of. I'm like, thank God that's not me,
yeah.
and it makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, when we first met, I didn't know about Killtony. My brother kind of turned me on to it, which is actually something I said on stage when they asked. But I didn't know about Killtony, so it was kind of crazy when I finally found out about Killtony, what Killtony was, and then seeing you on there, and then see you do so well. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, man, that's fucking awesome that Trey's like killing it like
Thank
this
you.
much, But so that brings me to my next question. Like, what's your future like? What do you want to do?
Really, I think what I want to do is, I guess what I want to do more than anything is just be to a point to where I can go on stage, as much as I can. I'm
Mhm.
really just kind of going with the wind, but
Sure.
it would be awesome to be like a headlining comic and doing like an hour and having a special, but that's so far away. I have to just focus on getting on stage as much as I can. And
Mhm.
and really, I guess my future, I would really like to get into production and stuff and like help people with like the sound, and cuz I've been doing radio and I've learned how to do like Adobe and stuff,
Oh, nice.
and I really like doing that. I really like what would be cool would to do kind of like what Matt and Shane do and have like sort of a sports type thing, because a lot of the times I just want to talk sports.
Yeah? Do you like sports a lot?
Yeah, I really love sports, but sometimes I just like doing comedy. So I'm just taking it day by day. I'm really just happy to be where I am and to have like the life I have and to have the person with me. And I've really I've kind of already feel like I've won a little bit,
Mhm.
but ultimately I just want to be on stage as much as I can, and if that leads to something bigger, then that would be great.
Yeah.
But as long as I get a chance to just go up and make people laugh, that's all that really matters. It doesn't. I don't have to be like a famous person. I just want to like make people laugh and have a steady stream of income so me and and my wife and our animals can live. Whatever it is, even if it's not comedy, that's all I want.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. So that's what success looks like to you. You're a family
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, sometimes I think what success looks I sometimes I get sad and I'm like, I wish I could be doing this, or I'm missing my chance. But then I remember like how far like everything's come since the beginning. Cause like when I was in Houston, I was like depressed, and I didn't like, I was just kind of like in between jobs, and it wasn't as, I mean, it was fine, but it wasn't as good as, like, I didn't have like a person, or I didn't have like purpose. But now I kind of have a little bit more purpose, or I have a lot more purpose now. Now I have like a reason to like get up and go to work, and I think that's the biggest thing that I've really enjoyed, and that's what I like the most, and I remind myself of that when I get sad about like comedy and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
But for sure, yeah, that's what I think my future would look like, though. Anything that's good for me and her is what I think is the best.
Oh, yeah, I agree. That's the same thing for me. I'm not exactly looking for fame. It would be awesome just to have that kind of deal, but that's mostly for taking care of family.
Yeah.
Really. You know, it's like, that's like the ultimate goal for me. So what did you do in radio? Because I was actually in radio too. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know if I ever told you that.
No, I don't think. So basically, what I did was I just edited all the shows. Like I worked at sports radio, sports talk, and I just put them on the internet. And I also worked at news talk, and I would run the board and make sure all the commercials play and all their mics are on, and I'd time out the hour and make sure all the spots played at a certain time.
Yeah, I was a board operator for a while.
Where at?
In New Orleans, Louisiana, and then after Katrina happened, I ended up in Alexandria, and in Alexandria, that was the first time I'd ever been on the radio.
Yeah.
You know, but I used to do like you know Big D and Bubba. You ever heard of them?
I don't think so.
It's like 20 years ago now, but but yeah, they're from like they're one of those what do you call it? Like the syndicated shows.
Yeah, they're syndicated. Yeah.
And so basically I would just feed them local news and feed them like different weather updates and things like that.
Okay, yeah. So you would play all the news breaks.
Yeah.
I've done that too. I've been on shows like that to where I've had to play like the news. On KLBJ, I do that a lot. I have to like answer the phones and stuff, which is the worst part. But I've done that on 740. It's like where you play like the news broadcasts. I really like the uniformity of that type of stuff and knowing exactly when they'll play.
Yeah, so you did AM and FM too?
Yeah. I was on 790 for a minute, the Sports Talk 790. And but yeah, just mainly board stuff. That's fun though. Like, did you ever get to talk to those people?
Oh yeah. I used to love doing it. That's kind of where I got that's where I got the idea for this whole podcast thing, really. I was like, man, I would love to have my own, you know, radio station someday, my own, and now it's like possible to do, you know, but back then it wasn't even thought of.
Yeah, like podcasting really took over in like the mid 2000s, but now it's blown up to where like some people go on there, and I don't really, there's a lot of saturation.
Oh yeah. There's a lot. It's like I don't know exactly what separates this one, but I think it's you know, I think it'll be interesting. I try to make it as interesting as possible.
Regardless,
you know?
Like as long as you like doing it, that's the best thing. That's what I always say.
That's exactly what I was getting at. I was like, man, I just love doing it, you know?
Yeah.
And coming from a radio background, I'm sure you understand, you know? It's like,
yeah, for sure. And it's just fun to talk on the air, on the mic.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. Like a lot of the comedy podcasts and stuff are kind of like sort of what you get from like Real Housewives for women, but this is for men. It's like
it's a lot of gossip.
Yeah, a lot of that. It's like, you weren't defending Joe Rogan enough, and it's like people watch that and they're like, ooh,
yeah,
and people really like that. And sometimes I think, man, do we really need more of this?
Right. You know, I really like. So I don't mind Joe Rogan, but I do. Have you ever seen the Sean Ryan podcast?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he has a lot of he's more like military kind of oriented. He has CIA people and things like that on there. And I was like, but I love his interview style.
Yeah, that's cool. Like stuff like I think Joe and people like that are great at interviewing. And I think there's a lot of podcasters that are like good at like sticking to what the show is supposed to be about. Probably like the guy you mentioned. I've never heard of him, but it's like a military thing.
Yeah.
So it's probably good that they have like an idea of what they want to talk about. And I like Joe. I think I would be lying if I said that he wasn't a big part of why I'm here. But like sometimes I just liked when they were just hanging out and joking around, and now a lot of it's kind of become like it's become sort of weird because this podcast where he is talking about aliens and stuff, I don't think it was supposed to ever really influence the election and who the president.
Yeah, it's comedy in of itself to think that happened.
Yeah, and it's so weird to think that like when people look back on 2024 and 2020, like they'll look back on like that election and they'll look at Joe Rogan and the fact that Joe Rogan's podcast where he's talking about doing DMT
right. Yeah.
is a cultural touchstone
Yeah.
on who became president is pretty crazy. I don't think that's what he had in mind when he started that.
I don't know. I just think I think of something that I heard him say once that like he's like, why would anybody listen to me? I'm a comedian.
Yeah, and I agree with that. Like really and truly, I think he means well when he says that, but I feel like once Trump got elected in 2024 and he saw how powerful that podcast was, I think he kind of started thinking I could do this again and this is like a big deal.
Yeah.
And he's right. It is a major deal and it is the way a lot of people consume media. I just find it crazy that that's what does it for people.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, that's a little bit weird, but it's still cool to like be here in this city as it's going on.
Yeah.
And to say like, oh yeah, I saw that firsthand, sort of.
Yeah.
From a far away point of view. But it is weird to think like, oh, that's what decided who was the president. I don't know if it was.
I don't know, but you know there's some kind of cultural influence.
But it had a part in it. I don't think that these times now are as culturally influential as other times in the past, but when you talk about the 2020s, this is what people are going to talk about.
Yeah.
Like they're going to talk about the Joe Rogan experience, and it's just insane that like I don't know that we're all here during the middle of it, you know.
Have you ever met him?
No, I've never met him. I think he saw us when we went up, but I'd never met him. It'd be cool to meet him. I don't really know what I'd say, but you know, it is strange that they chose Texas to come to.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's like sometimes like it's like why Texas? But then you see like how he was here all the time back in the day, so it makes a little bit more sense. But it is strange that he zoned in on Texas. I guess it's strange that everybody's moving here because like all those people in those areas are like you have an idea of how they think, but then they get here and you're like, oh well, I guess they didn't think that way.
Right. They didn't realize what they were walking into.
Yeah. And it's cool because like it is pretty cool to see a lot of like famous people, but this city has grown at such a rate. I think that it's grown really fast, and I worry sometimes of what's going to happen if everybody decides to leave. I'm never going to leave. Me and her are never going to leave.
Oh, same.
I mean, maybe she'd want to leave, and I'd certainly leave if she wanted to, but we don't want to leave. But I feel
Lindsay's smiling right now.
I worry that people are gonna leave, and it's not gonna be the sort of the mecca that it is, and that's what I kind of worry about.
I hope not. I guess who knows what the future holds.
But even if it does, I guess that it's still good because you could, as long as there's a place to do comedy.
As long as there's a place to do comedy, that's it.
That's all that matters. But like, I don't know. I feel like there's so many funny people everywhere. It really doesn't matter where you're from, as long as you're funny. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
And but yeah, I don't even remember how I got to where I was. But with podcasts, it's just crazy how quickly it's taken off, and a lot of people have podcasts. A lot of like old celebrities have them and probably shouldn't, but they think this is their way back. And
right, you see that a lot.
Yeah,
you do see that a lot,
and it doesn't really do like I like a lot of sports podcasts. I like listening to all these NASCAR podcasts more. That's kind of my thing. But there are a lot. It's so easy to do, and I guess that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, this was really easy and fun to set up, and it's really great to be doing this. But so is pretty much I'm almost out of tape and everything. But is there anything you want to put out to people? And you can speak it to the camera if you want to.
Yeah, Lindsay has a show on Friday. You want to scoot in closer and tell everybody about your show?
Hey guys, I'm Lindsay Campbell. I'm doing a show at the Green Room. Am I close enough? Am I close?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I'm doing a show at the Green Room on Friday at 8 p.m. Martin Phillips is headlining, and I hope to see you there.
Awesome.
Yeah, she's doing a show. Then we have a show on December 27th at Mutt's Last Stand in Smithville, Texas. I'm trying to write new material for it because it's a lot of old rednecks, and I'm trying to cater to them.
Yeah, you got to cater to everybody.
So I'm going to try and cater to them. But yeah. Oh, also, if you on Friday, I'll be on ESPN 1027. I'll be producing the Jeff and Ed show from 4 to 6. I'll probably talk a little bit. It's a good show. It's two old dudes talking about sports, and it's kind of funny. So yeah, that's one. That's about it. What else is there? I'm in a movie called The Sandlot 4. It's the first 3 Sandlots, but from the perspective of the baseballs. It's not out yet, but it'll be on Tubi.
I love it already. So you got to let me know when that comes out.
Yeah, it's coming out very soon. Sandlot 4. It's just it begins with the Sandlot 1, and you go all the way up until they hit a baseball, and then once the baseball is hit, the camera just follows the baseball the whole time. And then the baseball just kind of sits there until the next baseball scene comes on. And then it goes back to the original Sandlot, and it stays with the characters while they're playing baseball. And then the movie zones back into it's a really long film. It's about 8 hours of film.
Yeah.
It's really, it's going to be a lot to sit through, but we're submitting it to the Cannes Film Festival.
Hell yeah, dude.
In France. We're hoping it'll get some steam there. We're also submitting it to a lot of other film festivals, like the East LA Film Festival and East LA. It was a Nathan Fielder type put on festival. He put on that movie festival. We're gonna try and get it on that.
I love Nathan Fielder, so that's gonna be awesome.
He's my favorite. Yeah. We're just gonna shop the movie around. We've been dealing with a lot of pushback from the original studios, considering we don't have the rights to the Sandlot movies, so we can't make a movie off somebody else's intellectual property, apparently. But we're still gonna do it, and we're gonna put it on Tubi, and it's gonna be a real hit.
Yeah, I think so. You are the great Bambino.
Yeah, that's actually who I play. I play him when he's done playing baseball. I kind of just I'm like in his costume, picking up the baseball and putting it back in the camera frame.
That's awesome.
It's gonna be great. We spent 6 months shooting it. We use a lot of green screen.
That's it.
But I can't wait till people see it. I hope that we get submitted at Cannes Film Festival, and I hope people can sit through the whole thing.
I think it's going to be great.
I can't wait.
Trey, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
I'm so happy to. I like your shirt. It's very Tron-like.
The Civic, I think.
That's Celica.
Celica. That's it.
Supra.
Yeah,
which is a little bit. I think the Toyota Celica and the Supra are different cars. They might not be, but I think I really like the Toyota Celicas from the 2000s.
Yeah.
I wish they'd bring those back. They brought back the Supra. Everybody loves it, but I really like the Toyota Celicas from the 2000s.
I don't know. They like to do their revival, so I hope they bring it back sometime soon. So
I could be wrong. I think maybe the Supra and the Celica. There might be a Celica edition Supra that I don't know about or that I've missed out on.
I think so.
But I do love the Toyota Celica from the 2000s. That's a great car too. But if I could, I'd buy a Toyota Celica from 2000s, and I would teach my kid to drive in that when we have a kid. So.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait for you guys to have your children.
Yeah, I can't either.
So you can bring your children onto this podcast.
Thank you. Yeah, they'll be here soon.
Drive out in a Celica.
Yeah, they're going to drive out in a Celica. Lindsay wants to name the kid Venn Diagram.
Perfect.
And I don't think we're going to do that.
No. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. And I can't wait to get you on, Lindsay. By the way, this is going to be great. So
yeah, this is a great time. I really like it in here.
It was great too. I thank you so much. I'm so happy you liked it.
Yeah, of course. I'm always happy to talk on the microphone.
Oh man.
Yeah, I have talked a little bit too.